The next scene unfolds inside a forest edge, where a Russian soldier moves cautiously between the trees. Sensing he is being watched, he suddenly stops. From above, a Ukrainian drone maintains position. The soldier brings his hands together and bows repeatedly, signaling surrender. He remains still, lips moving as if pleading, gesturing that he does not want to die here. The drone continues to observe for several seconds, then disengages, allowing the soldier to leave the area without further action. The next sequence shows a Ukrainian drone accelerating toward two Russian soldiers carrying supply bags along a dirt road near the front line. The first strike hits as they attempt to flee, leaving one soldier unconscious on the ground. The second soldier, likely lightly wounded, drops the supplies and sits down, trying to recover. Moments later, another Ukrainian drone arrives overhead, confirms the position, and commits, ending the attempt to regroup under direct aerial observation. The following footage unfolds inside a heavily damaged residential area. A Ukrainian drone tracks two Russian soldiers as they move into a ruined building seeking cover. As the drone closes in, panic sets in. One soldier scrambles over a wall and escapes into the open, while the other freezes inside the structure and is engaged at close range. Moments later, the fleeing soldier attempts to hide inside a nearby drainage pipe. A second Ukrainian drone arrives, confirms the position, and commits, showing how escape routes are quickly closed under layered aerial surveillance. A rare moment is captured as a Russian soldier stands still with both hands in his jacket pockets, appearing disoriented. A Ukrainian drone approaches directly. There is no attempt to flee or react, only hesitation, before the drone commits and ends the encounter. The next situation unfolds on an abandoned agricultural field covered in snow near the Pokrovsk area. A Ukrainian reconnaissance drone detects a Russian soldier sitting motionless in the open terrain. Whether he is immobilized by the cold or attempting to avoid detection by remaining still is unclear. From above, the drone holds position and carefully evaluates the scene, confirming there is no nearby cover or supporting movement. The coordinates are then transmitted to a Ukrainian strike drone operating in the area. Moments later, the sound of approaching motors reaches the ground. Realizing he has been detected, the soldier stands up and attempts to flee across the exposed field. He manages only a short distance before the Ukrainian drone closes in and commits. Shortly afterward, another Russian soldier approaches the area and attempts to fire at an incoming drone, but the effort fails as the aircraft maintains control and completes the engagement. The next footage unfolds along a forest edge near a ruined residential area, recorded by a Ukrainian drone. A Russian soldier is seen hiding among the trees, relying on cover and distance to remain concealed. As the drone closes in, panic sets in. The soldier breaks into a run, weaving between trunks and undergrowth in an attempt to escape observation. From above, the movement is tracked smoothly. The operator maintains alignment, anticipating the route. As the soldier reaches the edge of the destroyed buildings, his path is cut off. The drone commits, ending the attempt to flee. The following scene is recorded by a Ukrainian drone in the Pokrovsk area. A Russian soldier is seen holding position inside a shallow trench, repeatedly firing his weapon upward in an attempt to drive away a drone circling overhead. The shots are uncontrolled and fail to connect. After exhausting his magazine, the soldier pauses to reload. In the brief moment as he prepares to aim again, the Ukrainian drone accelerates, closes the distance, and commits, ending the engagement before he can react. A Ukrainian drone descends toward a Russian tank parked near a forest edge. After the initial strike, smoke begins to rise from the vehicle. Moments later, a secondary explosion erupts, confirming internal damage and fully disabling the tank at the position. A rare moment unfolds on the front line as a Ukrainian drone observes a Russian soldier standing at the entrance of a dugout, carrying a shoulder-fired mortar. Attempting to engage the drone, he makes a critical mistake, misaligning the weapon and firing it backward instead of upward. This footage was recorded in the Donetsk region and documents large-scale drone operations conducted by Magyar's Birds, 414th USF Regiment in the Pokrovsk sector. According to released material, Ukrainian operators deployed more than 100 drones within a single day, focusing on the detection and engagement of Russian soldiers moving individually across contested terrain. From the aerial perspective, even minor infantry movement becomes visible almost immediately. Soldiers attempting to relocate, pause, or cross short distances stand out clearly against forest lines, ruined buildings, dirt roads, and exposed ground. In several sequences, Russian troops are seen reacting late, breaking into a run, dropping prone, or attempting to hide under trees, debris, or inside damaged structures once drones are detected overhead. These actions rarely create meaningful separation. Limited equipment and the absence of effective countermeasures leave few viable options to escape once observation is established. The footage also highlights operator control. Ukrainian drone teams maneuver confidently through complex environments, including dense forest, rubble-filled residential zones, and narrow corridors between collapsed buildings. Obstacles are avoided, angles are adjusted, and targets are tracked continuously rather than rushed. Overall, the sequence demonstrates how sustained drone presence compresses reaction time and removes uncertainty. What may appear concealed or safe at ground level is exposed from above, illustrating how large-scale drone operations increasingly shape movement, survivability, and decision-making across the Pokrovsk front line. The next sequence shows a Ukrainian drone entering a heavily damaged building to conduct a methodical sweep. Inside, the aircraft detects a Russian soldier resting against a corner wall, unaware he has been located. The drone stabilizes, confirms the position, and commits. Nearby, another Ukrainian drone identifies irregular movement inside a second, partially destroyed structure and flies inside to investigate, resulting in another strike. Following the initial engagements, a Russian soldier abandons his hiding place and moves around the exterior of a nearby building, attempting to relocate under cover. His movement is tracked continuously, and a separate drone intercepts before he can disappear. Moments later, an additional Ukrainian drone using optical scanning systems detects another soldier lying near the edge of a ruined house and commits without delay. Not far away, along a nearby forest edge, a final Russian soldier attempts to conceal himself behind a large tree. From above, the position is clearly visible, and another drone moves in to conclude the engagement. The sequence unfolds along a snow-covered dirt road in the Pokrovsk direction. A Ukrainian drone pursues two Russian soldiers riding an ATV. As the aircraft closes in, panic sets in. The vehicle loses control and overturns. One soldier fails to escape and is engaged immediately. Moments later, a second Ukrainian drone arrives and targets the remaining soldier before he can gain distance. Nearby, another Russian soldier attempts to move across an open field. He tries to evade as a drone approaches, but the effort fails. Not far away, an optical scan identifies two Russian soldiers standing beside a parked truck. The drone descends and commits, demonstrating how exposed movement and brief pauses are rapidly exploited under aerial observation. The following footage shows coordinated drone strikes carried out by Ukraine's Cursed Empire UAV unit in the Konstantinovsk direction. The operation targets multiple Russian infantry elements moving in small, dispersed groups. One group of 7 soldiers is engaged first, followed by a separate group of 3. Additional strikes focus on 2 soldiers traveling by motorcycle, as well as others moving on foot or using light vehicles to relocate across exposed terrain. Beyond personnel, the drones also strike a field artillery piece and several antenna masts, disrupting both fire support and communications. The sequence highlights how drone teams prioritize mobility, coordination nodes, and infantry concentrations to systematically reduce combat effectiveness across the sector. The next situation unfolds on open ground near the front line. A group of Ukrainian soldiers comes under approach by multiple Russian drones. Using light infantry weapons, the troops react quickly, engaging the aircraft one after another and successfully shooting them down before the drones can close distance or complete an attack. The following footage captures a coordinated drone strike conducted by the Signum UAV unit of Ukraine's 53rd Mechanized Brigade against a Russian dugout position. The operation demonstrates deliberate timing and layered execution. An FPV drone is flown directly into the shelter, striking the interior and forcing immediate disruption inside the position. At the same time, a second Ukrainian drone is positioned outside in an ambush role, holding altitude and angle to monitor possible escape routes. As survivors attempt to flee the dugout, the external drone is already aligned to engage. The sequence highlights how coordinated drone pairs are used to neutralize shelters by denying both cover and escape under continuous aerial control. The following footage takes place in the Lyman direction, where Ukraine's 115th Mechanized Brigade is shown conducting counter-drone operations against Russian Molniya attack UAVs. Ukrainian air defense and drone teams detect multiple Molniya drones entering the area, likely tasked with strike or reconnaissance missions along the front line. Rather than allowing the UAVs to reach their targets, Ukrainian forces respond quickly, tracking their flight paths and engaging them one by one. Several Molniya drones are intercepted and destroyed before they can complete their missions. The footage highlights how low-cost attack drones remain vulnerable once detected, and how layered awareness, rapid reaction, and coordinated fire can deny the enemy effective drone use. This sequence demonstrates the growing importance of counter-UAV defense in maintaining control of airspace and protecting frontline positions in the Lyman sector.